So guys, first and foremost, before we get into this review, I want to apologize for the low quality of this gameplay footage. Unless I am recording on a PlayStation 2, N64, PlayStation 1, or anything before the 7th generation of consoles, I refuse to record anything lower than HD quality. However, with the PlayStation 3, Sony made it damn near impossible for anybody to record in HD. I really wanted to play and review Infamous, so I just bit the bullet and recorded it in 480p, while I was waiting for a goddamn splitter to come in the mail so I can actually record in at least 720p. Jesus Christ. So yeah, this will be the only game I review on the PlayStation 3 that will look like this. I do apologize, but nonetheless, the show must go on. So without further ado, let's get on with the review. Infamous came out in 2009, and let me tell you, when the trailers came out for this game, I was pumped. The action looked great, the concept looked awesome, and the protagonist looked like a badass. Did it live up to the hype when I played it years ago? It certainly did, but not without a few missteps. First and foremost, the game starts you off with a bang. There's a huge explosion at the beginning of the game that you are in the middle of, and this is where you discover your powers. You play as Cole McGrath, a guy who was meant to deliver a package that ended up exploding that gained him his powers. The controls feel pretty good. It feels very fast paced, and the jumping and parkour-esque traveling system is very fun. You scale up walls kinda like in Assassin's Creed, however I feel like sometimes the system doesn't know where it wants to go sometimes, and you end up in a lot of places that you either never meant to land, or the game refuses to let you land in a particular spot. It can be extremely frustrating, especially when you have to chase down enemies or vehicles. The combat system is pretty solid. You press L1 to aim your arm and shoot electricity with R1. You have this bar at the top left corner of your screen that shows you how much electricity you can use, and you can regain that bar by consuming electricity in various places. You can also make the bar bigger by finding things called blast shards across the map. Absorbing power is also the way you heal in the game, so if you're in an area where you're fighting enemies, just be sure that you can find a power source just in case you need to heal. Sometimes when you drain a certain object of power, you can't consume any more power from it to heal anymore. However, you can always shock it with some of your electricity that you already consumed and keep it draining over and over and over again. I don't know if this was intentionally done or maybe it was something that the developers missed, but I mean, it makes sense though, considering your powers are electricity. The coolest thing in this game is the ability to choose if you want to be a hero or a villain. Your choices in the game can determine how characters will interact with you and how the people in the city view you. If you remain a hero, you will shoot blue electricity, and red if you are a villain. The superpowers you unlock can be different also depending on how you play. You have a pretty good variety of ways to defeat your foes and new ways to travel across the map as well. The way you gain new superpowers is by going to a place on the map that has no power, going into the sewers and powering up the transformer that lets you turn on the generator. And I'll tell you, traveling through the sewer is awesome by the way your electricity illuminates the area around you. So let's talk about the story real quick. So after the explosion that gave you your superpowers, the city went into lockdown and was quarantined. Relatable. You have your best friend Zeke and your girlfriend Trish. Zeke helps you out on your journey and is very jealous of the fact that you have superpowers and he does not, which is why he tries to feel as useful as possible by helping you out on these missions. The dynamic between him and Cole is great. Trish is a very mixed bag because due to the fact that because of the explosion her sister died as well and she partially blames you for it. The way the game tells the story through drawn out animated cutscenes is very cool. Feels like you're watching a comic book. So your objective is to stop the big bad guy of the story named Kessler, a very powerful man who is trying to recreate the very thing that caused the explosion at the beginning of the game. So I really enjoyed the story. It was very satisfying in how the game can turn out with both hero and villain endings. It also sets up Infamous 2 very well. So the enemies you fight are primarily the biggest issue I have with this game. All they do is shoot you with guns, and almost nothing else. Now don't get me wrong, I've played many games where when you are fighting bad guys, they use a lot of guns. But there was at least some variety because not all the enemies use guns. In Infamous, however, it just feels like that is all you are doing is fighting people with goddamn guns and being shot at. It is so tiring and annoying, and especially the goddamn rocket launchers. Holy shit. I thought 2018 Spider-Man had guys with a lot of rocket launchers. Nope. Infamous takes the goddamn cake. This game was driving me up the fucking wall with this crap. Every other second I felt like I was dealing with another RPG. I hate it when developers do this. They just throw a bunch of crap at you and make it seem like this is the thing that's going to be difficult. This is going to be where the difficulty spike comes in, because it just seems lazy, because they cannot think of other ways to help you or make you fight other people. Now let's be real, I love it when I can take out a bunch of people with my lightning blast, but when I die from constantly being shot at with an RPG and I am desperately trying to find an energy source to heal from and I simply can't, I just get exhausted, man, and it's just not fun anymore. If you could turn down the RPGs in this game by like 50%, this would be a much more enjoyable game. So moving on, the game isn't too short. It took me about 8.5 hours to beat, and on top with you having the ability to play the game again with making different choices can make this game a 20+ hour game. So regardless of the bullshit enemies, Infamous is still a pretty damn good game with a kick-ass storyline, and I recommend that if anybody here has a PS3 to definitely pick this game up if you haven't already. Guys, my name is Pedro Ordonez, also known as Gamelight7. Please subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up, do whatever you guys can to support this channel. Let me know what you guys would like to see me review next, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.